Do you have a list of wigs that you've been dying to try? I'm Jess from Hairless Girl Boss, and today I'm gonna be reviewing one of the wigs that has been on my list for a while. I have Zara from UNIWIGS, so let's get started. Here is Zara. We're gonna start with the basics. So Zara is made of 100% Remy human hair. She comes in a brunette balayage, beautiful chocolate brown color. You do have a darker root, and then it melts into that chocolate brown. Zara comes in an 11-inch length. So once I put her on, I'll show you, but she has some face framing layers in the front and then some choppier pieces along the sides and into the back that give it some really great movement. It's a very like modern bob style. Zara has a monofilament top with a lace front. Let's take a closer look at the inside of the cap. So here you can see the monofilament top. You can move your part anywhere within this U-shaped section. I love when wigs have a large area like this. That way you can change it up if you want to part your hair on either side. If you want to try it down the middle, you have the freedom to do whatever you want. And then we're going to transition to the lace front. This has not been trimmed. This is just straight out of the box. So this would get trimmed back a little bit once you decide you're going to keep your wig. For the rest of the cap, we have a close wefted cap. Here you can see it has a band. You can remove this, so that is an option if you want some added security. It does have some silicone on the underside, so that'll give you a little bit extra grip when you're wearing your wig. For my purposes, when I try this on, I am going to remove this. I don't know, I'm just not coordinated enough to figure this out. So I'm gonna take this out. Then you have your extended nape with a comb here at the nape. Now I typically cut out all of the clips and combs in my wigs. However, a comb at the nape I think is a great idea. This is one area where I would leave my comb in because it kind of helps you to anchor the wig. Now, obviously your wig should fit you front to nape, so it shouldn't be riding up your neck, but I just like the idea of this, especially if maybe you want to pull it up. It's going to help keep your wig in place. You also have clips on your ear tabs. Again, you can leave those in and use them for security, or you can remove these. I typically remove all the clips. I'm gonna remove this little band. It's really easy. You just slide it out, just like that. So you can try it, see if you like it, but it's very easy to take out, or put back in. So let's go ahead and put her on and we'll check out the sizing on this wig. So this is a 22-inch circumference cap. I typically have a 22.5-inch circumference. But I feel like UNIWIGS caps are pretty generous and have a really nice stretch to them, so they're a little more forgiving. And as I said earlier, this lace here that you see, this is straight out of the box. It has not been trimmed, so this would get trimmed back about 1/4 inch within your hairline once you decide to keep the wig. But how cute is this length? I love a bob. I feel like bob and lob wigs are so chic, and typically like you don't see a lot of them. So I feel like a lot of people would never, ever in a million years guess that a bob or lob style is a wig. So I'm going to do a little bit of styling on this one, make it my own. I will show you how I do that. So first up, I'm just gonna make sure all of my hair is out of the way. So next up, I want to work on getting this hair back and away from my face and getting a little lift in the front here. So how I do that, I'm gonna mist the hair in the front and on the top here. I'm gonna do a light spray of heat protectant. Don't forget your heat protectant. And then I'm going to take one of my favorite tools, my hot brush. This is a Conair Infinity Pro. It's nothing fancy. I think I grabbed it at Target. I have it linked somewhere in my Amazon store, I think, but I use this a lot when I want to get that lift and I feel like my wig is falling flat or it's just kind of hanging in my face. This is my go-to. There we go. The hair is a little more back and away and out of my face, which is where I like it to be. So next up, we're gonna add a little curl. I love my messy beachy waves. That is my go-to style, especially on lengths like this. I think it looks so cute. So this is my go-to curling iron. This is a 1-inch ceramic beveless curling iron. I've had this for a long time. It's a little squeaky, so I apologize. Could probably use a new one, but this is my all-time favorite curling iron. So let's do some curls. For this wig, I'll probably do like 3 layers of curls just because sometimes it's hard to get to those layers underneath. Now you also have the option, a lot of times when I'm curling a whole wig, I will do it on a wig stand, on a cork head, like this guy right here. Always comes in handy. That way you can get around to the back a little bit easier, but for this review, I'm gonna do it on my head. I always say let your heat protectant dry just a little bit because you don't want it soaking wet. You never want to hear that singe noise when you apply heat. And I keep my curling iron set around 350 for my human hair wigs. I run it over just to heat the hair up so you avoid any of those crimp marks. And I leave about an inch out at the end and wind down just like that. All right, I'm gonna finish this layer and I will be right back. On to the next layer. I'm gonna section off just that mono top to do last layer number 2. And I would also recommend be on and off the hair as quickly as you can be. The less heat styling you do to your wigs, the better. The longer they're gonna last. You definitely don't want to be curling your wig every day because you're just gonna cause a lot of damage to the wig. After I wash my wig, I'll curl the entire thing. And then in between washes, which I do every like 4 to 6 weeks, maybe once a week, not even, I will curl just the hairs either right around my face or maybe like the top layer. I'm gonna give a little, I'm using the It's a 10 Miracle Finishing Spray, very light spritz. Again, you don't wanna put a lot of product in your wig because when you're only washing it every 4 to 6 weeks, you don't want to get that buildup in there because then it's going to feel kind of icky and greasy. Last layer. All right, everything is curled. One more light mist. And then we're going to let all those curls cool completely before I comb them out. I find that helps with keeping them in longer. So while those cool, let's take a peek at the part line and the hairline. So here's the part line. You can see there is a lining with the mono top. So you can see the line right there where the lining starts. Now what I will do is use some makeup powder to help blend that out and disguise that transition. It is a very flat transition, which is always nice. And then here is the hairline. So no bleach knots on this one. It is darker hair. So if you're up super close, you are gonna see those little tiny knots, but I think once you have the hair styled the way you want it, I don't think they're going to be as visible. I'm gonna take a little bit of makeup powder. I'm using L'Oreal True Match powder in the shade Light Ivory. You don't necessarily have to use this one, it's just the one I like. I'm just very lightly tapping it in there. I like using a powdered makeup because it is buildable, and also when you get it on the hair like I just did there, it's pretty easy to get it out. I'm just gonna put enough there to help disguise that line and make it look like one continuous part line. It's super easy to do. I do this every day on my wigs. Some people don't like it because you do have to do it pretty much every day, if not every other day. It doesn't last forever, but this is my preferred method. All right, I think the curls are cool, so I'm just gonna gently use my fingers. Oh my God, this is so cute. So as I said in the beginning, this has some face framing layers here, you can see, and then it gets a little choppier toward the back here. So you can see some like shorter layers here. I could feel them too when I was curling. So it gives it, I think, nice volume without feeling overly thick, like it's a lot of hair or overwhelming. And it's 130% density. Every time you watch one of my UNIWIGS reviews, I always talk about the density and how much I love UNIWIGS density because it is so natural. You can have an easy ear tuck, no problem. That is one of my biggest indicators for a natural thickness, is if you can tuck the hair behind your ear. And one other thing that I do with my wigs is I pull out a little bit of my hair on the side, and I find that this really helps blend. And if the lace was cut, obviously that would also make a difference. But I am a huge fan of this wig. I get the question all the time, you know, what's a good lightweight, easy wig? It's summertime, I don't want to sweat, I don't want to be hot. this is a great option. So it is shorter. I always say it goes with something shorter, go with something lighter density. This has a mono top, so it's somewhat breathable. You can get this into like a cute low pony, even better. So this is where that little comb in the back that I was talking about would come in handy to help anchor the nape. Oh yeah, this is a good summer style, absolutely. So you can pull it up, it's short, it's low density, it's very light, the cap is super comfortable. I'm a big fan. So let's just do a quick review. This is Zara from UNIWIGS. She is 100% Remy human hair. She comes in a brunette balayage color. So we have a dark root here, and then it melts into this like chocolate brown color. It's 11 inches in length with face framing layers around the front, choppier layers through the side. Let me show you the back. And back. So you have nice movement. And it's also long enough, like I just showed you, to pull up into a little low pony, which I think is so cute. It has a monofilament top, a large monofilament top, so you can move your part around. If you wanted to make this a middle part or move your part over to the other side, you could. It has a lace front, you can see here. It does not have bleach knots, but as you can see with the way it's styled, you would have to be right up in my business to see them. It is 130% density, a natural, easy ear tuck, nice and lightweight. This comes in a 22-inch circumference. I have a 22.5-inch circumference. This fits me very comfortably. I think UNIWIGS caps do have a lot of give, and they are pretty generous in size. So I don't know if I've ever had a UNIWIGS wig that doesn't fit me. It's a very comfortable cap, but I will say that. It does have the option of having this band put in the back. So you would have this underneath, gives you some added security with your wig. This is a modern bob style, which I think is incredibly chic and very versatile when it comes to how you want to style it. So Zara retails for $689, but of course I have a discount code for you. You can use JC15 to get 15% off of your purchase. So for a human hair wig as beautiful as this one, it is a fantastic deal. Huge fan of Zara. She's been on my list forever to try, and I'm so happy I got to. I hope you found this review helpful. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you would, subscribe to the Hairless Girl Boss YouTube channel. That way you'll never miss any wig content. And you can also find me over on Instagram at Hairless Girl Boss.